really exercising enough, and my back was beginning to hurt from sitting around a computer too long and that sort of thing, maybe eating too much. And it really wasn't much fun to sort of pick anything heavy up or to go for a walk involving any kind of what might be strain to the back. So I was beginning to think, I've got to start walking, I've got to start doing more exercises, it's not acceptable. But what actually happened was 7 weeks ago, that I was sat at my desk. There was an iPad there with an audio cable going into the computer. I was just doing a test to try and see what was wrong with an audio system. And the iPad's not really very precious, but of course I wouldn't be able to afford to buy another one. So as I got out of this desk, I caught my foot caught in this audio cable, and for a stupid quarter of a second I thought, oh, my iPad! Of course, a quarter of a second later I thought, oh no, you've turned backwards and you're falling backwards and there's nothing you can do. Because once you start to fall beyond a certain angle, you just can't get your feet back, and there was a chair in the way anyway. And I fell back, all 14 or more stone of me, against the hard edge of the coffee table. And as I was falling, I thought, oh well, it's been a good life, you know, this is it. And then, you know, I thought, I was there lying against the coffee table and I thought, oh well, I'm not dead. This is not heaven, this is just my flat. And I sort of moved on with, oh, I can move everything. I'm not going to end up in a wheelchair very soon. How did that happen? And so I stood up, and it felt like somebody had a hot steam iron against what I call my left love handle. And it was agony, the most agony I've ever felt. And but I just thank the Lord that He preserved my back from my own foolishness, and just said, you know, thanks for the pain, because that's reminding me that I've got some injury there and I need to take care. And I just expected it to get better. And it did, you know, sort of get better. The pain wasn't so agonising. I could move around more. I could begin to even risk a twist without, you know, a sharp pain. But after about, everyone said it'd be completely better after about 10 days or so. Disappointingly, 2 weeks came and it got down to a bearable level, but it felt like, you know, pins and needles, like when you get, have you had pins and needles in your hand? It felt like that there. And also if I twisted, I get like a sharp pain, so I thought, you know, it serves you right basically, you know, you shouldn't go leaving cables around and twisting, falling on coffee tables. But I just sort of used a hypnosis technique that I know to sort of forget about these pins and needles and be a bit careful. And I'd just forgotten about it, and I came here, and 2 weeks ago I came here for the first time in months, and Adam was there, and he said, does anybody want any healing, or does anybody want prayer for anything? I thought, well, you know, it's a bit embarrassing. There's a nice lad there saying he's offering healings, and surely somebody's got a neighbour or something that needs something. So I thought, I'm not having this. I just stood up, and I stood up not knowing what I needed. I just thought, you know, the Lord will provide a need, surely. I mean, it's 6 seconds to walk down there, that'd be long enough. And of course, by the time I got to Adam, I knew that, of course, what I needed a healing for was this back, which I'd forgotten about. So he prayed, and I must say it felt better instantly, but I wasn't really satisfied with that, because I was able to mask this pain. It wasn't certainly healed, it just felt better. So I thought, yeah, I'll just test this out. So in the week following this, I started to walk up from my flat up to the top of the Long Min as hard as I could. And then I thought, yeah, that's good, but I can't feel any pain in my back at all. It's better, it's as good as it was when I was 18. And so I thought, this back, so the Burway, which is Mott's Road, it's a very steep, stony track. It's very slippery at this time of year, dangerous to walk down slowly. And I thought, why should I walk down slowly? I've got a perfect back now, I'm going to hammer this back. Ran down, you know, like one of these fell runners, ran down this thing, you know, hammering the back, huge vibration in my back. And eventually, you know, a sort of little voice said, okay, you know, slow down, and it's all right, it's perfect. So, you know. But really, I thought, another thought came to me, and I thought, I've never had a healing miracle before, but I thought, what's the use of it? You know, people have healings and they don't end up, you know, most people don't get saved by a miracle or hearing of a miracle or seeing a miracle. But of course, what these miracles do for us is it makes us speak boldly the things of God.